3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome officially everybody to what is going to be a lot of a smaller webinar in terms of attendance today, because the first thing I want to highlight is this thing called daylight savings that these Australian weirdos have over here, where different parts of the country change times at different times and shit like that. So there's only going to be a select few of us. So watch this one on recording, because I was very close to pulling the pin on this one because of how valuable it's going to be. So we're going to run through this one. And then next week, we've got another really valuable one too. But this one today, the topic is going to be creating client resources. So what resources, why, and how to create them, how to integrate them into your business. So it's basically what value you need to be offering clients. And there's some brand new stuff in here, guys. So going to be a good one. But just a reminder for all of you guys watching on replay, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, when the clocks change all over the world at this sort of winter to spring and summer to autumn shift for those in the UK and Europe. We will always keep at the same time in Melbourne. I would love to change my time to suit everyone else's, but it's easier for all of you guys to suit one time than me to suit 20 different times. So that's that. All right, the next thing that we are going to do, as we always do, let me get my list up here. All right, first and foremost, welcome to all the new members in the group. Everyone give them a quick wave. Welcome. Give them a quick wave. Guys, this week, don't worry, Michael, you don't have to. You're doing some overhead press there. Basically, welcome officially to the newest members of the business educational community. Who have we got? We've got Mia, we've got Nicole, we've got Yogs, Magdalena, Tanya, Christine, Brandon, Lauren, and Zania. Guys, get involved in these seminars, ideally live. They are free to attend. And guys that are here today, do we have a blast in these seminars or not? Hopefully we do. And this is a very small attendance seminar today because of the clocks that have just changed. But anyway, guys, welcome to the community. Any questions or anything? And if you can't make this time slot at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time weekly, ask for the replays as long as you watch them. All right, speak to you soon. Now, with that being said, guys, let's get stuck in. So today, let me go back and check the name of today's seminar again. Creating client resources. Basically, it's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one. I've got a ton of notes here. And when coming and racking my brains, putting everything together for these seminars, whenever I focus on expands, and I've actually found some new things that are going to be really valuable to every single PT. So it's not just face-to-face, online or face-to-face, any delivery of any personal training, this is relevant to. The more value you add, the more we can charge for the services, all right? But the better results the clients get. So what we're going to do in no particular order. Now I've got a lot here. You can see I've got quite a lot of little pointers. We're going to go through these. We're going to start off with some non-negotiables, right? And who can take? Anyone got note-taking ability here? Anyone got note-taking ability? If you don't worry about it. All right, Avi, you're on it with the iPad, right? Take notes, and then we're going to reflect at the end and share with everyone what we've got. Now, before we get stuck in, all right, bit of an open forum. Guys, come off mute. Obviously, this is actually nice and intimate today, so come off mute. What's the main list of resources that you currently do provide your clients with, or you reckon people should be providing them with? So I'll give you an idea. Stuff like training, nutrition, right? That's 2 resources, right? Anyone, tell me what people provide their clients.
So we've got obviously like the app. I've downloaded the app and started putting all their programs on an app.
Okay, what do you use?
What is it? I forgot the name of it.
Trainerize?
It's the most popular. Yeah, Trainerize.
Cool.
Yeah.
Use Trainerize.
And MyFitnessPal.
Oh my God. Is this who's that? It's kind of,
It is. I'm a mess right now. I did not know the time difference from the walkthrough. So give me a sec, okay?
I should have given you more notice. I was like, what the? Who's that?
Sorry about that. It's me.
That's fine. It's you. You're always asking questions. No, that's good. Okay, so what did you say? Sorry, Cal.
MyFitnessPal.
Love it. So MyFitnessPal. So we've got training and nutrition there. They're 2 big ones. Elaborate. Anyone else got anything else that they do offer? Now, look, ideally, ideally, I do want there to be lots of things that people offer. But if there isn't, it shows that you are going to get a freaking massive amount of value from today's seminar, because I've got a detailed list of what you should be providing. Ads, what do you provide people, man?
Ongoing measurements, tape measure, calipers, and also jumping on the scales too. So every month I do that with each client.
I love that stuff. All right, so tracking measurements, we could call that. Chuck that down, Avi, there. So you've got training, nutrition, tracking measurements. This is good. Michael's coming off mute. I can see him. Catch your breath first. Is he? Nah, he's not. He's catching his breath. All right, what else? Anything else?
I always do the pyramid to success. I find that helps
with
everyone. Yeah, I do it with everyone. So even like the older people, I just say it's like we're going back to school and we're going to write down all their goals and things like that. Because once people have written them down and they're in play, so they've got no excuse.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we got here today that I'm going to elaborate on, because a lot of people choose not to use it, right? Choose not to use it. Glad you could be with us, Charmaine. I'm sorry I didn't highlight time difference earlier. I should have done. So it's going to be an intimate one today, not very many people. Now, does anyone not know what this pyramid to success is? Anyone not know what that is? I'm glad you all do. All right, that's awesome. Kelly and Suzanne, is it just you, Cal, there?
Yeah, she's training right now.
She's training right now. Okay. Do you know what the pyramid to success is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You use it.
Awesome. Well done. That's what you should be doing. You should be doing. So the pyramid to success, basically, for those who aren't watching this live, here's the thing, guys. This is recommendations of what I recommend you should be using. It's all in the portal. All of this stuff is there. Now, this is just what I use. There's no right and wrong, but what I use freaking worked, and it worked on a big scale. And the reasons why we use something we're going to delve into today called the PT session log, reason why we use that, along with which is part of like a PT folder of setup material, right, Tarkin, with the pyramid to success in it, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I recommend usage of that is because it enables scale. It enables scale. I'm going to delve into that. But basically, the pyramid to success is literally a pyramid. I break it into 5 elements. Main goal at the top. So, Charmaine, what's the biggest goal that someone's got with you at the moment in terms of weight loss? Anyone want to lose big weight?
45 kilos.
Boom. Perfect example. So 45 kilos weight loss, right? What happens if you focus on a goal that's so big, right? So when I was big, because I was fat CUNT recently, 101. I didn't focus on, like, I honestly thought I couldn't be in the 80s again, let alone where I got down to in the 70s. I didn't focus on a number. I didn't focus on that 45 kilos, right? It can be detrimental to people's mindset, focusing on a big goal. So what we do with the PT session log is we break down a big goal, 45 kegs at the top. And then underneath that, you might put like, I want to go from a size, well, look, if you've got 45 to lose, might go from a size 18 to a 14 first. So you want to, is that 2 dress sizes? Is that right, girls? I don't know, right? But, right, so you know what I mean? So you put that as the first goal. You might want to put on top of that as well, I want to be able to squat my own body weight, or I want to be able to do X, Y, Z push-ups. Now, what we focus on doing is, and at the start of your session, so big value here, right? Do you relay back to, obviously, Tarkin, we're super fresh, man, but you're growing at a very rapid rate. Do you relay back to the pyramid to success at any time already, or?
Yeah. So I've just recently had all my measurements come in from my clients. So for the past month, and we always go back and revisit the pyramid to see where we're tracking along with those measurements.
Beautiful. So that's what we want to do realistically. Like, I would always utilize this as like, if you found someone, and this is a really good one, if you can sense that someone's maybe not responsive on Voxer, if you've got a leverage business and you're using Voxer, right? Or if you're doing all the sessions yourself and someone's just not quite themselves, right? You can tell they're not dropping weight, especially when they've got 45 kilos like Charmaine's client has to lose, and they're not dropping weight. I would literally get the PT session log out. I would say, right, today we're going to do a personal training session. Take them aside, get that pyramid to success out, right? Also, one thing that's really crucial, and Cal, you're still there, Cal, right? I think.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just eating. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So you'll love this, Cal. You'll love this. At the top of the at the top of the pyramid to success, Tarkin, can you remember what, there's 3 things that it says. Can you remember what it says?
Oh, no, I can't remember what they say on there. No.
Does anyone know what it says?
I could think.
It says 3.
I could grab it.
Well, you can look, you can if you want, but it says 3, 2, 1, go. Number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and then it says number 1, are you ready to get results? Yes.
Yeah.
Number 2, are you ready to change in order to getting these results? Right? You remember this now, guys, right? What this is, and we're going to delve into, this is going to be the bulk of it today. So when we've gone through everyone's brain shell or brainstorming about what you guys offer in terms of value, I'm going to get into mine, and the main depth is going to be on the psychology today, right? What this does is it gets them again, even after they've signed up and they have committed financially, it gets them again to open up, and it gets them to commit to making change. So when they don't, and someone who's got 45 kilos to use and they don't want to make change, you relate them back and say, look, you committed to this shit, right? Where are we up to? What's up? What's going on? Tell me what's on in your life. And then the waterworks happen. You get all the you get deeper with people, right? But I'm telling you, you do this with people, your retention rate goes through the roof. Anyway, that's another thing that you're using, Tarkin. What else? Anyone else got anything that they use with their clients that they like to, apart from training, nutrition, and some documents that they use to monitor goals and success? Otherwise, go on. Tash, yeah?
Daily check-ins, weekly check-ins on their progress and their activities at home.
I love, okay, elaborate on that, because that's big, Tash. At home, you said. This is cool. I haven't heard this. So tell me, what are you doing? This is good.
So like how they're tracking with their food, how they're tracking with their exercise, whether they're getting their steps in, checking in on them during the week to make sure that they're doing them and seeing how they're going with their goals.
Love that. How are you doing that? And don't worry about the kids. We've all got, well, some of us have got them here. Luckily mine's not freaking shouting down the stairs. So how are you doing? How are you doing that? Are you giving them a written check-in form or something? What do you do?
I check in with them on Messenger.
Okay.
Each week with a check-in list, and give them a written piece of paper with their workout and checklist to do for the week.
Okay, love that.
At 8.
Okay, love that. So, like I said at the start of what we, went through today, this can be used online and face-to-face trainers. There's no limit. What I do with the online guys here is we use a digital check-in form where you can summarize, Tash, everything in terms of your points that you want to obviously ask. Send them the check-in form each week, and it's free. You can, if you want to go simple with this, you can use Google Forms, right? Google Forms, and then basically you can put like, what was your average daily step count, or like even when my head goes off down rabbit holes, even asking a question like that, it can be very hard for people to calculate what their daily average step count was. So you can literally say, Monday, what was your step count? And you just get them to go on their watch, and it will show you on this thing. Yeah, you know that thing that everyone has with the wheel, right? So basically what you want to do is like, what's your daily step count? Boom, 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 boom. Right, 5 or 6 days worth. What was your calories on this day, this day, this day? This is quite detailed, but this is what I actually did with my coach. So he micromanaged me to a T, where it was like the check-in form was a fucking pain in the ass, if I'm honest. However, I love the numbers side of it. I'm very macros, carbs, fats, proteins. I'm all about calories and counting stuff. And it was like, what was your calories on every day? And I would get my MyFitnessPal out because I was logging, and I would just simply transfer the data into it. This, though, is, you can already kind of tell, it's quite time consuming and it is quite advanced. But what I'm trying to say is, you kind of do want to put this stuff into a digital form. If you can put it into a form, flick it to your clients, if they then fill it in, Kelly, right? If they then fill it in, and if they actually take freaking action with it, then they'll get great results. But getting people to take action with this stuff is important. Anything else anyone's got before I'm going to get into mine? Because with this, we're going to delve in deep with these. No, we're good. All right, taking it from the top. So basically, first things first is food. I'm just going to read this off. So nutrition comes first. not workouts, right? Most PTs, first and foremost, they'll provide workouts. It's not the most important thing you should be doing with your clients at all. The reason why they're fat is not because they don't go to the gym. I know a lot of people that don't go to the gym and they're in great nick. It's because they eat clean and they do other stuff. They do other form of exercises. Ever realized, and I thought about this the other day, I live close to the beach down here, and as you know, Beach Road down past Brighton, and that's full of cyclists, right? Full of them. Have you ever noticed why cyclists are always like this? Have you ever realized why marathon runners, they're always like this? They don't go to the gym. They don't, well, they may do, but their output of energy comes from elsewhere. So, and their nutrition, they're not eating crap, because you can't run a marathon fueled by shit, right? So basically nutrition comes first. Personally, every single person should be macronutrient coaching their clients. I had a client in Germany. Had a client in Germany ask me the other day. He goes, I don't like counting calories with my clients. Don't do it. Is there any one of your clients that doesn't do macronutrient? And I said, do you know what? Honestly, and we coach a lot of people, not one that I could think of. Does anybody here, this is where you'll prove me wrong. Does anyone here not do macro or calorie based counting or carbs, fats, proteins? Does anyone not do anything like that?
Yeah, for some of my clients I do.
Okay.
Like if they don't want to, then we've just got other targets that they do, just using their hands to see protein portions. It's sort of doable, but in a different way.
Yeah, more simple, right?
Yeah, you just simplify it. I think Precision Nutrition has that hand guide.
Yes.
I just use that to like how they make up their plate. So enough veggies, protein, carbs in there. Just how to set up their plate of dinner or lunch. Just make it that way instead.
I think it's a really good way to start it off beginner-wise, right? Because delving.
Yeah, especially like that. Yeah, just someone who's never done it before.
Yeah.
Or like someone just hates calorie counting, or they just don't have a good relationship with numbers and food that they've had experience in the past. Just a way of teaching them something different.
100%. But what I want to highlight again here is that this is freaking important, right? Has anyone here ever got a client to lose 20, 30, 40 big kilos or whatever without doing any form of nutrition with them? Never. I don't like, Michael's going to come in and say he has, is he? He has? All right. Go away, Michael.
Had a client lose 90.
How much?
90.
With no nutrition?
The food tracking, all we did was change his portion sizes down from a big plate to a small plate.
Okay, well, that technically is nutrition. But, no, that's good. That's freaking amazing. 90. My man, that is good. That is huge. I thought I was good. I think mine was 65, I think, or something. That is huge. 90. That's awesome. But moral of the story again, guys, start small and then you want to take the nutrition up a level. The reason why, like I've put here, it's my personal opinion that it's the best way. Macronutrient coaching is the best way. Again, whether you delve straight into like calorie counting, weighing foods, right? This amount of protein, fats, carbs, that can fry people's brain. It can. That's what I would do personally now with people though, because I only want to attract people that I know can actually be, with my help, educated on that level straight away. That's just personally for who I'm trying to target if I'm training people. Otherwise, love what Avi said. You can use fish portions when it comes to sizes, or what Michael said, smaller plates, simple. But this is what you want to then elaborate on. Third point of nutrition, understanding the energy balance, right? And the macros, what they are and how they affect their body. Now, you need to do this educationally, right? Educationally. I'm going to continue before I talk about the education. Something else you could do with clients in terms of what to offer them is debunking diet myths. Something that I think that I had a brainwave the other day with when putting this together, debunking diet myths like juice cleanses and like carbs are bad. Like use keto. That is my pet hate. Like keto.
Lemon water. That's a big one.
What's that?
Lemon water.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to get you diced, right? It's not going to get you ripped to shreds. Like, oh, I put lemon in your water and you're going to turn into a goddess or a god. Like, come on. Supplements as well. I have got that, but I think I'll say it now. So education around sups and why it might be important to some clients. So make a list of all this stuff, guys. Something else on top, list of healthy foods. So Tarkim, you talk about the pyramid to success before. In that PT folder setup, you guys may have seen, I've got a list in there of just clean proteins, carbs, and fats. This is, for me, it's mandatory. And by the way, before anyone's thinking this is within your scope of practice as a PT. You do not need to be qualified nutritionally, dietitian, right, to provide this stuff. You don't. This is just a list of healthy alternatives to what might be unhealthy that they're currently eating, right? And then you could list like portion guides as well. So portion guides, like Abby said, protein this much, fat like that much, or whatever you want to do, and then carbs this much. But don't give them that much. Do you know what I mean? And then you could do diet hacks, like easy swaps that you won't not notice, or you might not notice. So for example, like cauliflower rice. For me, I had this one when I did my cut last year. Like, what was it? It was a vegetable, but it was spaghetti. Have you seen this, Charmaine? You strike me as someone that is it
zucchini noodles, zoodle. No,
not that, but you can make zucchini noodles, which is like courgette for those of you guys in the States or whatever, right? This one, what was it? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to find it. Like,
is it plant-based?
Yeah,
kind of.
It's a plant-based, but it's
And
white.
it's like a clear noodle kind of thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the name of it.
So clear vegetable noodle. Okay, this is it here. The brand is called Slendia. But it's like, what is it? It'll see it. Here it is. These are game changers. If you like carbs as well, this is huge. Konjac, right? This is what it is here. That stuff is a game changer for anybody. Like, if you like carbs, if you've got clients that love carbs, this is a game changer. So you could do like stir-fried chicken, right, with noodles. But do you know how many calories in a pack of that? 10 calories in it. 10. You could eat that shit 24/7 and you wouldn't get, like, do you know what I mean? And you get full. So so what is there? There's 11 calories, sorry, 1 gram of carbs, right?
How much sugar?
None. No sugar. It's a vegetable. So it's none. Really, really good.
Simon.
Yes, Aaron.
Sorry, is that those noodles? Are they in health food shops or Coles and Woolies?
Woolworths.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries. Thanks.
And Coles. So you just go to the macro food section, like, the healthy food section, like the healthy food shop section where all the protein stuff is. It's all there. Like, so again, guys, list of healthy food alternatives. So you can have zucchini pasta, right? Which is what Charmaine said. This here, they have, so that's pasta. They have noodles, so you can do like stir fries. They have rice as well, cauliflower rice, all this sort of stuff. I think a lot of people are resistant to making change with this stuff. But when you actually do, I'm like, what the fuck is the point of eating the real stuff? Like, especially if you need to be in a deficit, yeah? Like, if you want to be in a deficit of like 2,000 or even sub 2,000, it's hard to maintain. It was for a long period of time. I was on like 1,800 and then 1,600 calories for 6 months. I don't even know how I did it. It was crazy deficit, but it was because I was eating loads of this. So I was having this plate, yeah, right? And it was like, no shit. It was mounded like that, mounded with food, like, and it was unreal. And you'd eat it and you feel full, but then it's clean because half an hour later you're starving again, right? So this sort of stuff, how to make you, how you should feel. Like, there's a lot of tips in here, guys. Like, even if you're here live with us, Nate, great to have you with us, brother. And who else? There's someone else new? No. So watch this back, because I'm telling you, this is all stuff you can put as a pack of info for your clients at the start. on that, at the start of their journey. On that note, though, just remember, when it comes to programs and workouts and stuff like that, remember, don't ever give people things that they can take and then not need you anymore for. That's the biggest tip. So just to go through those nutrition things again, macronutrients is the best. Understanding the energy balances, like calories in versus out, being in a deficit versus surplus, depending on what their goals are. Debunking diet myths like carbs are bad, right? Juice cleansing and stuff like that is the best way to lose weight. It's rubbish. It's not. It does serve a purpose, but again, it's not a diet. And then hacks, easy swap outs. Then you can do a portion guide, list of healthy food resources and stuff like that. And then supplement education. Now we're going to go to programming. So this is point number 2. Programming is generic for 90% of people. I'm not going to dwell on this because we talked about it millions of times. I think Charmaine and I have talked about this for fucking years. Like, you never should be providing custom workout programs for 90% of your clients. I think, Tarkin, you said that you were starting to get very busy with this, right? But then I mentioned to you about what you should. Did I tell you what you should be doing?
Yes, I've just templated like A, B, C, D.
You did that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now you've done it. Have you had anyone complain?
No, no one can tell.
There's no need. You can't tell. So look, honestly, I would say this in front of the world. Like, and I wouldn't, and like, there's PTs that are in a million times better shape than me that might want to rip my head off. You can fucking go, you can go for it because I'm right. I know I'm right. You don't need personalized programs. I'm telling you, you literally don't. Unless, remember, 90%, could even go as far as saying 95. The other people that do, 2 types, comp prep clients and people that are elite clients, and the other people are rehabilitation clients or people with special needs or people with that are coming out of, like, again, for you, Kelly, and your mom, you specialize in cancer rehabilitation, that sort of stuff. But you can also create, and obviously ads, you're here, you work in the special needs department, right? So these guys, they need something a little bit more than a standardized push, pull, plank, right? And then have that develop into higher levels. But you can still build up databases of these over time, right? You have someone with lower back pain. You're not going to freaking load them with loads of heavy deadlifts and squats and hacky squats or whatever. You can have a program and you can then use that if you have someone else with lower back pain. So there's that. Now, with this being said, something to combine with your programming is detailed educational videos to make this as easy as possible. And it can be applied to anything that I've just said. So educational videos, right? And this is where we're going to get depth or dive into deeper shortly. You can educate, demonstration, or demonstrate and educate exercises for online guys, right? So I have an online automated program, and I spent a day or 2 recording in a gym and putting myself through a load of workouts, right? You can do that. No stopping you doing that for face-to-face guys as well, that when they train on their own outside of your PT sessions, they can use that. But basically, guys, you want to put video education of everything we've just talked about if you wanted to. So I recommend video education with everything and talking about it, but try not to go too long. And whatever you do, try and keep things short, sweet, and simple and to the point, because a lot of people just won't listen. Is that hand up ads, or are you?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the video education. That's a good point. Do you suggest this for Facebook profile and also business pages?
So what do you mean? What for? Using it as content?
Yeah, as content, correct.
100%. 100%. There's nothing wrong with using this stuff as content. You've got a lot of. We did a lot of stuff a long time ago in your portal, right? Yep. And creating content. You can use this as content on your socials, 100%.
I think I need to update a few of those videos. They're a bit outdated, so yeah.
100%. But this stuff, honestly, guys, like, Nate, you got a question? Is that a question?
Yeah. What app do you use? What method so you can screen record and people can hear you at the same time?
Okay. Do you have one of these? iPhone?
Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work. Or is there a particular method? Because I can do the screen recording, but I can't hear my voice.
This is how you do it, bro. So here you go, right? Top. Bring down that menu.
The magician. Here we go.
Here he is. Hold it down. Brings this up. Yeah.
I'll do it now.
Right. So go back to that. Look, go back to this screen. This is the best one, guys. It's simple. It's free. It's on the Apple phones. Okay. Hit the recording button, but hold it down. Hold down the recording button. Show me the screen.
Yeah.
See the little microphone?
Magic.
Hit microphone on. It goes red. You see it?
The game changer.
No. The game changer.
The game changer.
Yeah, I got it.
And then you start recording, right? And that's it. It's that's the way you screen record on an iPhone.
It's almost as good as
when I make things vanish.
It's almost as good as when you show me how to. Well, yeah, that's pretty magical too.
I love doing that.
Before you record, though, I found it turns itself on and off. So before you go and record something, just make sure it's back on.
Always. It will always revert back to microphone off. So just hit that microphone on button, and that's the best way to screen record. So you can do MyFitnessPal tutorials and all this sort of stuff, right? So with that being said, we'll continue on. So where do we go? Okay, so MyFitnessPal stuff, recipes, anything like this, right? Recording content. You use one of those otherwise as well in the background. Have a little camera set up. I highly recommend it. Kel's got one of these next to her. See them? You want to use them? And I need that because the light in here is so bad. But honestly, there's no end to this sort of stuff. I think we're now going down the rabbit hole, which is where I wanted to go down. Most people get given a workout program, which you don't really need, because then again, when you're giving people workout programs, remember you're giving them something that technically then they don't need you for, right? And then it's nutrition. The main thing that we want to do here, guys, is you need to personally select, by watching back today and using everything that we've gone through so far and what we're going to continue on with, a list of things that you connect with, right, as a trainer, right? It might be, like Abby said, how to use fists to get portion control right, or how to just go, like Michael said, big plate to small plate, right? Show them an actual size and say, this is a big plate, right? And then show them a small plate. No shit. I'm not joking, guys. It's like when people say one chicken breast when they log food. Well, how big's the fucking chicken breast? It could be this big. It could be that big, right? You explain it. And when you're recording content, big tip for you, dummy proof the hell out of it so that no one can ask questions, silly questions that Kelly has had lots of people ask and having to deal with shit recently, right? So don't leave yourself wide open. I'm not joking. The amount of content I've recorded over the years, it enables me, and this is why I'm giving you guys these heads up. It's okay, cool. Here's a pair of scales. Honestly, what I would do, flick the back over and say, first and foremost, peel the back off, insert battery. I'm not fucking joking. You'll get people that say the fucking scales aren't working. I'm not joking. Check the fucking battery. And I'm not you might say, people say, oh, why can't you screen record with a microphone on? Nathan, the button's right there, brother. You know what I mean? The button's right there. Look, it's exactly. But you know what I'm saying, right? So make sure, I love you really, Nate. That's a good question. But you know what I'm saying? Make it super bulletproof, right? Make it bulletproof. When a lot of people, they fly over this stuff. Okay, add me as a friend on MyFitnessPal. How do I do that? Show them. Screen record, microphone on, bang, get it done. So that's what you've got to do. But do a list of everything that makes you a unique trainer, but it's not just here's food guidance and that. I recommend every single person should have their own members area. And this is where we're getting to with this, that summarizes all of your content. Hands up who has their own members portal area where they summarize. So Ads has got one. Is that Abby has one? Tarkin, not yet. Cal, not yet. Cass. Michael, do you have one, Michael? You don't have one? He's frozen, unless, is he frozen? I think he's frozen. Yeah, he's gone. That was perfect timing. Nave, you said you have one? Yeah. These membership areas, guys, are gold. Again, think of like for me, without my members area, I can monitor it. Like a day, I'll probably have 20 people on average log in and check their portals and stuff like that. If I didn't have that, that's 20 extra people coming to me with messages saying, what about this? How do I put battery in scales, right? That's what, like, you can't, it helps you scale, guys. So this is something I think, Tarkin, as well, because of how quickly we're growing at the moment, and you're about to leverage, this is something we might look at doing, dude, because you want to be able to have everything where you're the face of it too, but then your trainers, they take the sessions, but then they have educational platform where they can access, you know, nutritional stuff, training, workouts, tips, tricks, whatever the hell they need. And then whenever you have any sort of brain waves, which I get from you guys all the time about like, okay, I need to create some content, like Charmaine, Tarkin, Nathan, and Cass might ask me the same question in one day. If they do, I make a note to make content about that shit, because it shows if 4 people have asked it, I'm going to have 40 more and then 400 more. So like, make the content. Members area, how to do a members area if you need it. All right. And if you want to set it up, Tarkin, and get a head start, go into the portal at the top left or top right where it says log out. There's a button saying click funnels. Click that button, sign up for a free trial, and downgrade your membership to the $99 version a month. You don't need the $249 for it. And then I can give you all my templates to set a members area up, all the training videos of how to do all this stuff, right? Also something that I would recommend for Kel and Suzanne. Definitely. An educational members area for your guys where they can access different things that you may have put together for different types of clientele. You've got ClickFunnels and stuff already set up, or did you stop it, guys, or what? You got it? You're not paying for that $249 one, are you? No, good. Okay. So that's that. Now, let's continue here. So detailed educational videos can be applied to everything. Okay, so face-to-face, you need an accountability tool for face-to-face guys, for them to be able to ensure that they get results when they're not with you. We have a document. What's it called? I spoke about it before, but this is really important. The accountability tool that we use, it's a document you fill in every session. That means that they're helping.
PT log.
Yeah, like, so for me, and this document, I came up with this document myself as a PT, wearing that beautiful blue uniform that Tarkin's wearing, with Plus Fitness.
It's horrible, hey?
Yeah, it's fucking horrible, bro. And it's beautiful, bro. It suits you really. I love the orange on it as well, right? Like, it's great, isn't it? Why can't they have one like Charmaine's black? That's a sick one, like, you know what I mean? It's good. And
they're doing a rebranding now, so.
Oh, they're rebranding.
Yeah, it's all black and dark blue, so it's better. That's
better. It's actually weird, right? Because I love Nathan's blue. The Derrimut blue ones aren't bad, but it's because they don't look like they're from 1908. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. So, look. With that being said, look, let's continue here. Fucking hell, I'm a comedian, aren't I? Sometimes. All right. So, where did I get up to? PT session log. You need a PT session log. Get anything you can have to help to hold people accountable when they're not with you in the gym. And it is mandatory. If you're not using this, it's a matter of time before your business crumbles. Fact. I've never had anybody scale past, I don't even know, maybe not even 250K. So 5K weeks, never. And we've had a lot of them, probably 100 people now plus. No one's ever gone past that level without a PT session log, ever. No one. The reason why is because when you leverage workload, so anyone who leverages, so even like 4K weeks, really 200K a year, like if you go past that level without having a PT session log, where other trainers that are not Aaron, they're not Nathan, they're not Suzanne and Kelly, Avi or Cass, they're not any of you guys. So therefore, they're not going to give the same amount of give a shit that you do. If you don't utilize a PT session log, which I created, which basically says session attended, tick. What did they do in the session? Tick. What's their weight? What's their goal for the next week or until their next session? And a friendly punishment, right? If you don't do that, there's no accountability outside of that PT session. Now, you being the operator of that business, you're going to utilize Voxer to stay in touch with these guys. That's what we do when we leverage. And I'm going to show Tarkin how to do that. Nathan's doing it now. And it works well. It keeps relationships strong with you and the clients. But there needs to be accountability from the trainer and the client, right? This tool is freaking important. You could compare it to like a written check-in form. So like we were saying before, Tash, right? You have like a paper form or stuff like, or just do it through Messenger. It's a lot more professional as well, Tash. Flick them a link to a Google form that they can just fill out. They also have these on a website called Typeform and Cognito Forms are two other form websites that you can do. And then they can obviously have a check-in to keep them accountable because they're not with you in the gym at all because they're online, right? But a PT session log is freaking important. The amount of times I've said this, nobody should ever get to a level where you need to be using it and telling me that you're not using it, because I'll hand your ass to you, literally. Because otherwise your business is going to hand your ass to you and you're going to lose a lot of money. And it's that simple. So I probably wouldn't want to be in that position. Okay, you also need a communicational outlet. So communicational outlet, as we've just touched on there as well, Tash does this through Facebook Messenger. Like personally, Voxer is everything, but then again, I don't recommend that you need to have this unless you have trainers working with you. So just offer them any form of correspondence that you want. So look, how it could be Facebook Messenger, but like the main thing is they have access to you. They could text you, but this is the thing. Like I've said, I only recommend this for people that are not leveraged business owners, because you can kind of handle the workload of people coming to you and asking questions via things like text, which is going to freaking annoy you. But you're not at a big enough scale where it's going to be detrimental to your freaking mindset and your freaking health, your mental health. It's like not having notifications on your phone. Like if I had notifications on my phone, this thing would be going with Voxer notifications 24/7. Literally, like no go. But a communicational outlet. Does anyone have any communicational outlets that they would like to share that they utilize? Tarkin, you said you use Trainerize. You used the chat through that?
No, I haven't used that. I've only just set it up, so I'm pretty fresh with it. So I'm just trying to get my head around it all. Yeah.
So that is the best communicational outlet that you can have. So what my advice would be with a communicational outlet is Voxer is the best, but utilize that because it's an ace up our sleeve when we leverage. So don't utilize that if you're a one-man band. But the best communicational outlet, which is separate from text messaging, WhatsApp, social media, right, is Trainerize, right, or PT Distinction, or whatever like you use as an app. There is a message chat service in there that you can use. That's what I recommend that you should be using as a communicational outlet for your clients, because it's separate from social media, right? It's separate. Okay, what else do we have here? Now, this is brand new, so we're going to save the best till last, and then we're going to go over a recap, all right, and then a bit of a Q&A. This is new, mindset or self-evaluation tool for clients. So this is really interesting. This will give you some brainwaves. You might be able to put something together. What are they prepared to give up to get their results? But also, what are they not prepared to give up to get their results? This enables clients to still have fun with the journey without losing all of their favorite or personal treats that they like. This could be easily incorporated, guys, as a document into your PT folder setup, whether it's digitally or in paper, right? Version or paper form. You can make like, what is their non-negotiables, or what is their most favorite thing in the world that they like to do? Drink beer, eat pizza. That might be two, right? Might be two. This is brand new, guys, and I came about this when discussing this with my PA, and she prompted this. It wasn't actually me, and I thought, you know what, this is actually real good. Something that you can utilize to say, look, if you want to come, and I remember speaking to Phil Perg ages ago about this, if you want to come first on a stage, you got to give your fucking cheat meals up in your last 8 weeks or whatever you're doing of your cut, right? So you got to highlight first and foremost that if you want to come first, that if you love beer and pizza, you got to cut that shit. If you want to come first, right? But if you're happy just losing 10 to 15 kilos as your goal, and you're currently sat at 100 kilos, right, which is easily doable, then you could say, right, look, I want you to have one pizza a week, and you can have beer on 2 nights a week rather than 2 beers every day, right? Something like that. A tool that enables you to work with your clients and highlight how they can keep their favorite things in their diet, right? And therefore keep mentally stimulated and focused on their goals, which then goes, hang on a second, Aaron's the best freaking PT I've ever had. I'm dropping kilos and I'm still drinking beer. This guy's a legend. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Create a little document like that. This is only something that's brand new. I mean, we haven't discussed this, but I'd like to get your thoughts on this, guys. First and foremost, if you think it could be a good addition or how you could further tweak it, because it's basically a brainwave and it's brand new it's a brand new sort of documentation you could put into your start your process target.
Is it something you could kind of introduce into your pre-screening in a way as well, just simplify it a little bit more?
That's actually a very, very good point. Now, yes, it is, because if you actually put into your in the pre-exercise questionnaire, what is your favorite food that is like a non-negotiable or your go-to all the time? Because like going forward, and you've got to use language like this, right, in your sales presentation or your 2-part mind and body tailored result specific session. It's like, as we continue to progress here, what's the one food that you don't want to lose, right? Notice how you say, as we continue to progress. This communicates with the subconscious mind about forecasting forward and utilizing the service with you into the future. What's your favorite food, man? Like, where do you go out the weekend? You like wings, burgers, you go to the Sporting Globe. Like me and Aaron are both big Sporting Globe people, right, Aaron? I love that shit, bro. But you know what I mean? Like, what would it be, right? What would it be? So yeah, you could put that into the pre-exercise questionnaire, and then again, reevaluate or re-elaborate on that again when you start the journey. So we still want to give you freedom here. We want to work towards having treats. Also, what you don't want to do is more advanced, but you don't want to put people into such a big deficit so quick that then you don't have any aces up your sleeve to take out of their diet to get them further into a deficit. I know, Charmaine, you know, you're nodding there. You know what that means. Does anyone not know what that means? Just be honest, because it's advanced like nutrition, but you know, you don't, if their maintenance that they're at is like 4,000 calories somehow, I wish my maintenance was that. But like if it was, then you put them into a 3,000. So it's a 3,000 calorie, 1,000 calorie a day deficit. But they still can have in there, which you could easily have. You could easily have a beer in that as well, easily. You don't want to take that out as well as 1,000, so there's no more left to take out. You want to do it gradually over time. And that's where people, they get prepped for stages, obviously get in great shape because it's gradual. But there's that. Anyone else want to elaborate on that sort of like checklist or little like point out of the non-negotiables that you don't want to lose unless you want to be coming first?
I kind of already do that with my clients, like with my Fitness Power Life pre-frame everything. So I obviously just say to them, don't be super restrictive. I want everything in moderation. Yeah. And then I have like little goals to set for like 300 grams of vegetables, 200 grams of fruit every day. And then hitting their protein cut targets and calorie targets. If they have all that, they've hit all that, then a sneaky little bar of chocolate is fine to have that day.
1,000,000%. Like, I think the main thing you said there, which is the same as what I do, is like protein and calorie target. That's all it is. Like, there's no such thing, and this is where I fucking cannot stand keto. People who praise keto, it's like it's not, first and foremost, it's not healthy. That shit. I don't care what anyone says. It really isn't healthy. But like, it's moderation is everything. But calories are the biggest thing because that's the main energy number that will determine whether you're in surplus or deficit. And then from there, obviously, it's protein, because you need to have the right amount of adequate protein, especially if you're training for repairing muscle tissue. So yeah, no, that's great. I think that's awesome. But this is something that's new that I think is a great little addition. Like, because especially then if you put it into the, like Tarkin said, the pre-exercise questionnaire phase, what's one food that if you were to get into shape that you could still get in shape whilst consuming, what would it be? And then you can answer by saying, yeah, cool, no worries, that's doable easily. And they're like, what? Straight away, they're thinking like, what? You can get me into shape while I eat Chinese? Like, what the hell's going on? Like, and you actually can, but you know, you just got to watch it. So that's that. Any other questions or anything on that, or anyone else? I think Nath as well, Cass as well, who is slightly behind. Anything else that you guys do with your clients that you want to share with anyone that's kind of unique, that's not just training nutrition? No? Okay, so I'm going to continue on. So like I've mentioned before, just because your clients are face-to-face doesn't mean that you can't include a members area. Doesn't mean that you can't include a members area with all this education. It's a massive amount of value that you can add in. Okay, so there's loads of people detail. Okay, there's one other final thing. I'm glad I didn't forget this one. Again, Charmaine, we spoke about this recently for your online, right? Okay, yeah, monthly a Volt scan is big as well. That's really good, Michael, as well. A monthly a Volt scan is massive value. What that is there as well is technology backing up that what you're telling them as a human being is actually true. It's factual, so it actually backs you up. So that's mad. And Tarkin, this is something we can incorporate into your business. Nathan has one, Michael has one. I've got a couple other clients that aren't here today that have them in Australia, but it's a great value add and it adds value to the business. And it adds
they help with their food as well, because it works out their macros for them and their breakdown. So then you can plug that into their fitness pal.
There you go. It does it all for you. It'll give you a lot of sanity as well, knowing that you've probably been doing it right the whole time and that the client's been doing it wrong. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Let me ask Michael, you said you do Fitness Pal with your clients?
Yeah, the MyFitnessPal app, food app.
Do you find that they actually stay on it for a while?
If I give them a kick in the arse, they do.
That's exactly right, Ron. Well said.
What did he say?
If you give them a kick in the ass, they stay on it.
I use it as part of their weekly goals with their PT log. And if they don't do it, they get the 100 burpees.
Okay.
Do they want to do burpees or do they want to spend 5 minutes tracking food?
There you go.
Exactly right. Right.
Good.
That's exactly right. Now, I'm gonna butt in here. It's great to see you. Daylight savings, bro. We're just coming to the end of the seminar. I apologize. I did message everyone on Boxer, but it's daylight savings, so it's now 11 o'clock. But don't worry, bro. You're here. Watch the replay back. But this is the punchline, right? This is huge. Probably save the best till last. Suzanne, and everybody, hands up if you've had clients that haven't stuck to using MyFitnessPal. Every single fucking person. I don't care what anyone says. People will not just switch a flick or flick a switch and just change from being them to you. They won't do that. This is why this is the most important thing that you can add into a members area, which I think I recommend everyone to start doing mandatorily now. I really do recommend it because it will pre-frame their journey. And Charmaine, you're the one of only 2 people I've spoken about this with, right? Detailed pre-framing videos for all of your clients, online or face-to-face, to enable them to know what they're walking into and that you've been there, done it, and got the t-shirt, and therefore you can coach them to success with the fastest route, right? This may be something like this. MyFitnessPal, right? So using it to what you've said before, Suzanne, right? First and foremost, guys, I'm going to show you how to use MyFitnessPal. But before we even delve into this app, I'm going to show you how to download it, how I show you to add me as a friend, track your calories, and educate you about calories, energy in versus energy out, proteins, fats, and carbs. While I say this, I know your head is feeling overwhelmed and you're probably a little bit worried and scared about doing something that you've never done before, right? So what you do is you pre-frame. Tane, apologies. It's the end of the seminar, bro, because it's daylight savings in Melbourne. And I did tell everyone on Voxer, but I should have given you at least a day head start. So I'm sorry. You have to watch it back. So pre-frame, Suzanne, about what you're going to walk into now is going to be a pain in the fucking backside, right? Tell them, because logging food for people that have not logged their food is a fucking pain in the ass. And it is that simple. There's no point being polite here. I'm being blunt, because I know every single fucking one of you are dealing with people that do not want to log their food because it takes time and I don't like weighing my food. I don't know how to put the batteries in the fucking scales, right? All that sort of shit. It's a joke. What it is it comes down to a lack of prioritization and an unwillingness to change, but what they want is change in their physique. Well, motherfuckers, you need to change so that your physique changes. What you've got to do is put together a pre-framing video about nutrition. You've got to put together a pre-framing video about doing what you've never done before to get results that you've never ever had, or that you've never ever had. And what you also need to do, I don't have phone reception, I can't log. Or where's your diary? I don't have my phone. Like, that's bullshit. When does anybody not have their phone? We're glued to them, right? You need to pre-frame this, and honestly, feel free to let your inner lion or lioness come out when you do this. Because when people hear that you pre-frame the start of their journey by saying, I've been there and done it and got the t-shirt, and I know it's not going to be easy. You're going to have a lot of questions, all of which I've got here. Plus, I'm giving you this communicational method with me so that if you need questions answered, you freaking come to me. But at the start, it's going to be time consuming. Even though it might be 2 freaking minutes a day, it's still time consuming. It's new. It's not habitual. So you're going to have to find time to do it. Number 3, it might seem pathetic. It might seem like, I don't want to do this stuff. Why am I doing this stuff? And this is why, guys, you've got to dummy proof everything. Like I said, here's weighing scales. But first, here's where you put a battery into it. Because I'm not joking. Some freaking people, I'm not joking. Why are these not working, right? Why? That sort of thing. You can see where I'm going. Suzanne, does that make sense about like people not, like, and how using a pre-frame video? Like, actually, like, edit the video and put some like really theatrical music in the background. Like, make yourself like a real like motivational video sort of thing. And I'm telling you, you'll pre-frame people to actually go, do you know what? First and foremost, I've never fucking had this from any other coach in my life, because I guarantee they won't have had it ever. They won't have, never. And number 2, they're going, they're right. Suzanne and Charmaine are right? Number 3, I'm now fucking motivated, and I'm going to get stuck into this app straight away. And when I've got a question, I'm going to go to Charmaine, or I'm going to go to Suzanne on Voxer, or through my trainerized messaging app, right? And say, I've got a quick question about this. You know that for me, guys, there is nothing more satisfying than when someone comes to me and says, Sai, I've got a question. Well done. Well fucking done. It's literally well done. Ask a question. If you don't ask questions, I know you've all got them. That's why when I sit here and say, right, Q&A today, who's got a question? And everyone's like, I'm like, come on, man. You've got questions. I know you have, right? There's nothing more rewarding than, it's more rewarding for you guys than it is for me as a business consultant, than when someone comes to you and goes, hey, Tane, I've got a question about MyFitnessPal. How do I change my calories to reflect? You'll be going, man, this person is a fucking sick client. This is what I want. This is what I want. It shows you that they're engaged. And I don't care whether you got, and Tane's got a lot of them. If you've got a lot of clients that come to you with 10 questions, 15 questions a day, this is why, going back to my notes, you put it all in. You put it all into a members area where it is summarized and wrapped up so that it is scalable for you to help more people. Otherwise, you'll find yourself going down a direction like Kelly has been, Suzanne's daughter, where you get pissed off with so many people draining the life out of you because they're not doing anything, they're not taking action, they're not following shit. And the reason why is, well, they haven't actually got any other reason to follow it because you haven't given them what we've just talked about today. Sorry, Ryan, like I said to Tane just before, clocks here in Melbourne, they went forward. So this is the end of the seminar. So I did send you a Voxer. Check out Voxer, Brian. Check out Voxer. But yeah, does that make sense, guys? The detailed pre-framing videos is how you can take yourself and elevate yourself above any other coach out there. Pre-frame about the journey, and that working with you, they are going to save themselves time and fast track their way to success because you have been through the trenches to show them how they don't have to fucking dig their own trench. They'll just follow through yours. Does that make sense? All right. So there's been some good value in this today. To Tane, to Ryan, I apologize. But yeah, I should have given heads up earlier. Basically, Ryan, they have this thing where the times change at certain times of the year around the globe. I'm sure you have it in America as well, right? So I can't, unfortunately, I'd love to be able to change my time to accommodate a million different clocks, but I can't. So it's now 11 o'clock, so 1 hour earlier. I know that's going to screw a lot of people, but again, guys, work your magic. Work your magic. These seminars, especially through, I mean, it's always like October, November time. We might see some British people sneaking on because the time goes from 9 hours to 11 hours. So it'll be 10 p.m. rather than 1 a.m. or something. Yeah, the time is going to be 1 hour earlier for most of you guys than what it normally is. Is that right? Earlier? Tane was earlier today. I know it was for you. Suzanne, Charmaine, Tash, Cass, me and Az, we just turn up at the same time every time, bro. So you're lucky. But that's it. Any questions about anything? Are we good?
Yeah, I want to just highlight something. So a couple of things you just said there, pretty funny. Yeah, firstly, who nowadays doesn't have a fucking phone? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That happened in Queensland recently with my clients, Dan Alana.
Yes.
Yeah, the suitcase situation and whatnot. It's like, fucking, how do you not have a phone to contact me anyway? What you mentioned there about, I'm the same. I hate keto diet as well. I think it's shit. Personally, it's just my opinion. My client Alana, you know of, with special needs and all that, her mum has a bit of a view that because she does keto diet, she should also do keto, which is Alana. So she's trying to influence it. Yet I'm the PT. So what advice, like, even though I know about this stuff and all that, but what advice would you say that I give to her mum to say, look, keto works for you, but it doesn't work for your daughter. Please try and stay out of this. Like, what would you say for me personally if I was to confront it?
That's a very good question, bro, because obviously, I mean, look, especially within your niche, right? Because within your niche and obviously working in the disability sector, it's hard when anybody wants to push anything on anybody, right? So it needs to be explained and pre-framed correctly, I think. I think the main thing that I would probably say is that, look, keto is a form of diet that people use, but it's not what it programs your body to do is use fats as an energy source, which is not your natural energy source. Like carbohydrate is your normal energy source, which the body turns to glycogen, right? I think, yeah. So that it's not natural, right? It's not natural to do it. Has anyone here has anyone done here keto? Anyone? I've done keto for a stint. Do you have any massive success with it, Nath, Charmaine?
It helped with my insulin sensitivity a little bit because I was going through a phase of that. Yeah, it helped with that.
Why did you try keto? Did you do it to try and cut weight, or did you?
No, so every time I ate carbs, so this was after I got my breast implants in, and my body went over like an overhaul. I had really bad cystic acne, and whenever I ate carbs, it would react straight away. So I just cut a lot of carbs out, and actually helped with it a lot.
Okay, there you go. So, and it's massive as well, the hormonal change. So girls, hormones, fats are massively important. So again, this, I don't know too much about keto within girls, but I don't know how having a humongous spike of fats might and is it which client is it? Is it Alana, Aaron, you're talking?
Alana, correct, yes.
Girls. Is there anything detrimental, Suzanne, Cass, Charmaine, about having massive high fat content for women? Is it detrimental or is it beneficial or anything like that? I don't know.
I think if it's healthy fats, it's okay. I have a minimum requirement for females or people in general to have no less than 45 grams.
Yeah.
Because it's really important for hormone health.
Yeah. 50. I always used to go 50, you know, like 45, 50. And that's still enough, obviously. But so there's that. Nath, did you have what was your experience with keto, brother?
It helped me get down to 5% body fat for bodybuilding. I had to do it for the last like 2 months. So that's the purpose of it there. It sucked.
It sucked, but it worked for you. It worked. So look, I did it for like maybe 6 weeks. I lost 4 kilos fast in the first week and then plateaued. I just didn't. And I was doing 20,000 steps a day. The guy was telling me to do that. And he was putting me on loads of supplements to balance out like you get migraines when you go into ketosis, you get bad migraines. I don't know whether you should do anyway, because your body's way of showing you that it's now trying to use fat as an energy source, right? He was telling me to have taurine as well. So, you know, Red Bull gives you wings. It's like the taurine is for focus. So that when you have no energy because you've sapped of carbs, have taurine. Again, even just saying this for me, and Nathan said it worked for him, but it was horrible. It should be horrible if you do it correctly as well. And even doing keto correctly, a lot of people, I think as well, so for Alana's parents, nothing against them, they probably are just limiting carbohydrates, but they're not eradicating them from their diet, and therefore they're probably just losing weight. I probably that's what's happening. No diet should be forced on anyone, and because it works for someone doesn't mean it should be forced onto somebody else. So
I'd also relay like the longevity and sustainability of it too, bro. Because like if you ask anyone that's got good results from keto, like how long did you stay on it? It's like very few people have stayed on it for a long amount of time. And so if you just relay like you want to get them results that they're going to keep and sustain forever, like keto is not the answer to that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's a really good question. For the guys that are here that just jumped on board, I'm going to recap this quick and I've got to shoot for a very important meeting. List of the list of what was I always forget the name of the seminar. What is it? Creating client resources, right? A list of client resources. Nutrition, first and foremost, before workouts. Nutrition before workouts. Macronutrient coaching is the best. It's a personal opinion, but it's the best. And then you can elaborate with giving them value on these things, but are not limited to understanding the energy balance of macros and calories in versus calories out, and what certain macros do for the body, what purposes they serve. Debunking diet myths that carbs are bad and that juice cleanses and keto is what you need to do, right? Diet hacks, easy swaps that you won't even notice the difference with. So like spaghetti versus this little beauty that we talked about before. These low carb 10 calorie noodles, right? Zucchini pasta, all of that sort of stuff. Cauliflower rice, portion guides, giving them a portion guides, all of this just nutrition guides that you can elaborate on with your clients to give them a list of value, a list of healthy foods, supplement education and why it might be important for them. That's nutrition pretty much wrapped up into a nutshell. Generic programming for 90% of clients, because you don't need custom programs for everybody. The other 10% are pretty much people in special needs niches or the recovery from injury and bodybuilders, right? You can then do detailed education. So point number 3, detailed education summarized in a members area about all of these things that you make personalized to you as a PT with your approach. And this can be applied to everything: training, nutrition, motivation, education, everything. A face-to-face accountability tool to ensure that clients are getting results. This is in the form of the PT session log that we all use. And again, like I've said, don't ever make me get to a point in our journey when I find out you're not using this bad boy. You need to, especially with your leveraged business. Then the new point that we came today with was a mindset self-evaluational tool for clients. Make a list of things with them, or maybe 1 or 2 things that they're not prepared to give up, right? Not prepared to give up, and then tailor getting their results around giving them the freedom to have that one thing that they want to have. We talked about that with like people that like beer and pizza. And if their maintenance is say 4,000 or 3,500 calories, and you want to put them into 1,000 calorie deficit, you can still have a slice of pizza and a beer within 2,500 calories. But making sure that they're eating no more than the 2,500 calories, which gets them into a deficit. This will not only increase sign-up rates, because like Tarkin says, we can put this into the pre-exercise questionnaire phase of the sign-ups. What food do you want to get, that you want to eat and still get in shape with, right? It would actually increase conversion rates, but then you ask them again when they sign up to increase retention rates. So it's really, really, really cool. You need a communicational outlet with your clients, right? Voxer for leveraged business models. And otherwise, I'd be using communicational methods through a training app that you're using. Stay away from WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram, and text message, and even email. Social communicational methods are not what you want to be using. Detailed pre-framing videos, which I left right at the end there, the fire, talk about, I've been through this shit. It's not gonna be easy. You need to make changes. If you're not gonna get results, but we're gonna work with each other closely to make sure it's easy to make them. Those videos, guys, are huge, all right? And just because your clients are face-to-face doesn't mean that you can be doing all this online sort of educational stuff, and all of which is summarized in a membership area. Hands up who doesn't have a membership area. Tarkin, you are one. Ryan, you don't have one. Anyone who doesn't, Cass, if you don't have a membership area and you want to set one of these up, I'm telling you, it's a massive value add, educational add, and it will get better results, increase retention. Speak to me about it on Voxer and I can show you how to do it. And it's that simple, but you'll need ClickFunnels. If you want to link to that, go into your members area. And the benefit of doing this in the members area, top right, you click that, it links it to the members area or my account where I can give you my members areas. So it saves you time. I highly recommend that we get it done. Been a good seminar, and I'm sorry for the time delay, guys. All right, but until next time, an hour earlier, I'll speak to you all on Voxer. Yeah, all good. Peace out, guys. Peace.